we didn't have a sudden a surge of people just getting sober and healthy. I mean, I think it's the opposite.
Yeah.
And really, when we start talking about this topic, the implications of what's probably going on, that people aren't really aware of, is probably pretty depressing for the upcoming future. So I'm rambling a little bit, but what is going on is that the CARES Act made it easy for people to get on unemployment benefits. Mm-hmm. So unemployment benefits are obviously something that's helped out a lot of people, and I'm not trying to get into a big controversy. This is just the problem with, emergency funding. You can't, when you're trying to get money out to people as fast as possible, right? Mm-hmm. You're not going to put a lot of roadblocks in for people to access that money. Mm-hmm. And you make it easy for somebody with a drug habit to access free money, basically. Well, that's a bad word, right? It's not free. Free
money. Yeah.
I shouldn't say that, free money.
We paid taxes.
Yeah, it's not free money. But you make it easy for people to access that money, and they're going to access it. And that has been what's going on. And, obviously I don't think anybody has any anything beyond evidence of talking to other people in the industry. But I think, as far as that goes, I mean, there hasn't been any studies about this or anything. There's not any statistics to point to. So obviously, this is kind of an opinion in a way, but also I can back it up with anecdotal stories. And basically, I'll give you two. Beyond Freedom Farm, I'll give you two. One of them has a little bit to do with addiction, but I found out in a different context proving this point. And another one that was completely due to a homelessness ministry that I just recently spoke to. But I have a friend, he and his wife were, they're foster parents, and they had a brother and a sister that came from parents, a mother that had already given up her rights because of her substance abuse, causing, the kids to be taken away. I mean, you start talking about this. This is you want to talk about the next epidemic for our country. Kids growing up without parents. There are thousands of them. It breaks my heart to think about it. But friends like that I have that are stepping up to the plate to take these children in and give them a good home. These friends already have 3 daughters, and so they're taking on two more kids.
That's sweet.
And it is sweet and it's great. But they've been in this process for 2.5 years, and what's been causing the process to go on and on. One was the pandemic, and that backed everything up. And I was just having breakfast with this guy the other day. Interestingly enough, nothing to do about he wanted to know how to minister to addicts better, not coming from the background. We were just having breakfast about that. And I asked him how's adoption was going, because I know that that's the path they were on, foster care to adopt these children. He said, we were on this trajectory and things were going very smoothly. And he goes, and then you know what? The dad, who, bless his heart, nobody wants to lose their children, right?
Right.
And so he understands that fight, and he doesn't keep these children from seeing their dad or anything like that. It's like, you can imagine how difficult it is to navigate. But he said the guy had all these benchmarks that he had to meet in order to be able to get his children back. And he just had no way of meeting them. And then suddenly he started being able to meet them. And the court system couldn't figure out, like, what is going on? Because he wasn't even working. And turns out that he signed up and got on unemployment benefits. And he started getting kind of responsible with the money, to the degree where he got his license back, and he paid some fines off. And so basically he was getting this unemployment money, and then he was able to pay the legal fees and system that was keeping him, all the benchmarks, keeping him from being able to get his children back.
Right.
He said that went on for some time, but then the access to the money took over, and the young man unfortunately went back to spending more of it on substance abuse. Anyway, so I that led into this conversation that you and I are having right now. That
Yeah.
we're experiencing the exact same thing. I said, I believe that our numbers are down because if you are getting guaranteed money, I don't know how unemployment comes, if it comes weekly or biweekly or monthly, but if you're getting regular checks that are keeping you in, your active drug of choice or whatever, I mean, you're not going to go to rehab, or, nobody's going to go to treatment. Nobody's going to
no motivation.
no motivation to it. So